All right, thanks, Brandis. The weekend attack on a Texas synagogue has reverberated here to Chicago's Jewish community. On Saturday, 4 congregation members were held hostage inside the Congregation of Beth Israel in Colleyville, Texas. They were later released after a rabbi threw a chair at the gunman. Jewish leaders are asking for heightened security and gun safety training following the aftermath of the Texas incident. And joining us now with more are Shoshana Conover, a senior rabbi at Temple Shalom of Chicago, Sarah Van Loon, director of the American Jewish Committee's Chicago Regional Office, and David Goldenberg, Midwest Regional Director of the Anti-Defamation League. Welcome back, all of you, to Chicago tonight. Rabbi Shoshana, I'll start with you. How is your congregation and the Chicago Jewish community at large reacting to what happened this weekend?
Well, I'll just say that we are firstly extraordinarily grateful of this outcome, grateful that all 4 hostages got out safely, grateful that there were incredible trainings that helped them to do so, and grateful for all of the people who really helped this congregation to be able to be safe. I'll say that at this point, we are also not only grateful, but we also look to the future with greater apprehension. And we know that this has shaken people. This has already been such a tough time with going into winter, with COVID continuing to run rampant. And then to have this kind of an attack, it makes everybody more anxious. And yet there were so many ways to be able to focus on what has been positive from this and also what we can learn and do better in the future.
Sarah Van Loon, what do Chicago area synagogues or community centers need right now in terms of safety?
Well, they need both increased support from the community at large to be able to take advantage of both statewide and federal resources, but also to have our non-Jewish allies speak out and stand in solidarity with us. AJC right now has a campaign, #United Against Anti-Semitism, where we're calling on all people of goodwill to stand up, to call out anti-Semitism, and to show that it has no place in our homes.
And David, we've since learned that the members of this synagogue in Texas, they had been given safety courses, gun courses, for a situation just like what occurred. Is this commonplace in synagogues throughout America to be fortified like this, to go through training for these situations?
Unfortunately, Paris, it is. It is too often here with synagogues looking to increase their security measures around synagogues, whether it be vestibules or bulletproof glasses or panic buttons. That unfortunately is too common now. And we have a situation here where rabbis like Rabbi Conover not only have to learn and teach Torah, but they also have to learn and teach tactics. And that is a sorry state of affairs of being a Jew in America today.
All right, well, let's hear what President Biden said when he weighed in on this attack on Sunday.
We're not going to tolerate this, that we have this capacity to deal with assaults on particularly the anti-Semitism that has grown up. And so, and I'll be talking with, I put a call into the rabbi. We missed one another on the way up here. But they should rest assured that we are focused. We are focused, the Attorney General is focused on making sure that we deal with these kinds of acts.
Rabbi Conover, what kind of conversations do you have with your congregation about safety, about potential situations like this?
Well, we've had trainings and we have further trainings to go. And also we're able to, when we look at how do we keep ourselves safe, we also keep ourselves focused on our mission. And so while we focus on safety, we also focus on reaching out to those who are vulnerable. We continue to study Torah. We continue to welcome in our children. These are the ways in which we stay both safe and also we stay the people that we are with pride and with a great deal of gratitude.
Sarah Van Loon, what are the kinds of things that your organization is offering or providing for synagogues right now to comfort them and for safety?
So one of the things that we're doing is not only just being there for our rabbis and our local area synagogues, but also providing community briefings, anti-Semitism awareness trainings, opportunities for community members to come together and discuss opportunities like this, but really take advantage of the resources that are out there to help connect them with local and state elected officials, again, to help ensure that they get the resources that they need, but also the support that they need for the long term. So this may be our focus today. We understand that anti-Semitism has been around for 2,000 years, so it's not going anywhere anytime soon, and it's going to take all of us working together to combat it in every sense.
All right, well, let's hear what the rabbi in Colleyville, Rabbi Charlie Citron Walker, said about mitigating this incident, throwing the chair in front of the suspected terrorist. Here's what he said on Monday.
It could have been anything, and it turned out that it was his gun. I threw a chair at the gunman, and I headed for the door.
David Goldenberg, when you look at the recent attacks, Tree of Life, Poway, California, does it feel right now like anti-Semitism is worse in your lifetimes or our lifetimes than you've experienced it?
The number of incidents, if we want to quantify it, are definitely up in recent years. If it's worse, I don't know. But what I can say, though, is that too often we're seeing these incidents of harassment and vandalism, and in these cases, assaults that are growing and increasing to alarming rates, and have really reached a point where we're at a watershed right now. And I think, as Sarah and Rabbi Conover talked about, the idea of being there and supporting for one another, and that we're not going to fight and combat and end anti-Semitism just on our own as a Jewish community. And that is something perhaps that we take a lot from what occurred last week, that it was overwhelming to see the support that members of the Jewish community were receiving across the spectrum. And if we take anything from that, perhaps hopefully it opens up new levels of dialogue, that we're there for one another, not just in crisis, but in times of calm and peace, and moving on from there.
And speaking of being there, Rabbi Conover, what is your message to congregants that are afraid to go to synagogue now, or to community centers, or to go out in public to places like this, given what's going on?
Well, there's one thing to be afraid, and we have to affirm that that fear is real, and also that truly the way in which we can go forward and be able to live our lives with both dignity and gratitude, and truly with Torah at our center. It means to be able to gather. It means that we are going to continue to have the kinds of programming that we have always had, and we're going to be vigilant. But we also know that with that level of vigilance, we can gather in safety and in joy, and with great ways of being able to say, we are a community that moves forward. We are not the only victims of hate. And so to be able to gather together both with other Jews and with other people who have been victims of hate, and to be able to stand together as one human family, it's going to be essential for all of us.
And Sarah Van Loon, the reporting to this point is that the suspected attacker here, terrorist, whatever you want to call it, was a British national who was not on the radar of U.S. Law enforcement agencies. What else does the federal government, state, local governments need to do to keep people safer?
Well, they need to continue working together. AJC is calling on the White House to convene a national task force on anti-Semitism and explore ways in which the various federal and state agencies working in concert together can utilize their resources, share the knowledge that they have, so that we can mount the most appropriate response in all regards. We have so much opportunity, we have so much intelligence at our fingertips. We need to make sure that it's starting at the top, that all of us are working together, led by the White House, to ensure safety, not just for Jewish Americans, but for all Americans.
All right, this is an ongoing conversation, but for now, our thanks to Rabbi Shoshana Conover, Sarah Van Loon, and David Goldenberg. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.